So hi everyone, Craig Hanson, and yes, welcome to my video. Sam Snead, Samuel Jackson Snead, 142 professional wins. How's that? 7 major championships, and tied with Tiger Woods with the PGA record of 82 PGA victories. One of the best ball strikers of all time, arguably the longest, straightest driver of the golf ball ever, and was a top player for a better part of 4 decades. Now, Jack Nicklaus said his swing was so perfect. Gary Players said that Sam Snead had the best swing of any human being that ever lived. Guy made a cut when he was 67 years of age on the PGA Tour. I mean, that's incredible. When we have a look at him kicking a roof here in his early 70s, late 60s, and obviously that's not normal, right? So the guy could bend and use and move his body like perhaps other people couldn't. Now let's get into this video and have a look at the incredible moves of one of the greatest drivers of the ball and ball strikers of all time. Now when we're looking at this pivot from the top, when it gets to the top, it does look like he knows what he's doing, doesn't it? Have a look at this right hip. That's probably the highest right hip that I've ever seen of any player before. And we get a line back up through the shoulder plane, landing exactly on the same spot on the ground. Now, getting this lead thigh to work underneath your back in this direction is a great place to be. Now, when this right hip is up, the first move is obviously that everything moves back down in this direction. Okay, this is something that's not looked at a lot. Now, people always talk about impact being the moment of truth, but it's a bit further back than that. I mean, if your downswing is all over the place and it's messy, you're not going to get to a perfect impact position, are you? Now, guys, don't forget to subscribe, hit the button, hit the bell, and if you like the video, leave your questions and your comments below. And check out World Class Golf Instruction, the most detailed teaching platform out there. Now, have a look at this move from the top here from Sam Snead with this lead thigh working underneath him. Now, we still have 25% of the modern day tour professionals lifting up their heel in their backswing. A lot of people don't realize that, but to get that lead thigh to work underneath you and help you get this right hip and shoulder down, this is the place to be. Head, we'll have a look at the head movement from the other side, but looking at through the golf ball, this just gives you a bit of a gauge here, I think, when we just play it through, how this guy was just ripping it. And the side bend that he has, you can see the silhouette here of the right hand moving back in this position, something I've spoken about in a lot of my other videos. Now guys, let's get in there and have a look from the front view and from the back view at the major moves of Sam Snead here. So it was a huge turn, right? So the guy took it slightly on the inside, right hip went back nice and deep. How many times do we see that with the head moving down? Now from the top of the swing, because of the guy's strength and flexibility, we had a very deep shoulder turn. And a 39 degrees is pretty incredible for a driver. We've just seen the right hip being very high. We see the hip deepening. And here we're looking at around, you'd have to estimate, I mean, I use a lot of biomechanics, but that'd have to be somewhere around 120 degree shoulder turn with the hips perhaps around 70. I mean, the guy's flexibility is just absolutely staggering. And the length of swing here, obviously when you swing that far back, this is why the guy just could move and twist his body. Obviously, he hit it an absolute country mile. The top of the swing, the club face with the driver here is a little bit more shut to the left arm. Hips are deep. Let's get rid of those last couple of lines here as we look at one of the most famous moves of all time with the right elbow way underneath and that separation from the knees. Just an interesting one, guys. Has anyone else out there seen that type of sitting position? Leave your comments below. It'd be interesting because I haven't really seen it before. If there's another tour player or anyone out there having that type of move. Now we see the head lowers down again. That looks like on this video this camera movement, but there isn't. It's just shaking slightly, but it ends up exactly in the same position.
World Class Golf Instruction has over 700 detailed videos for every golfer. Practice programs and evidence-based material is applied in helping you to become your own coach and play your best golf. Join us in the chat room and join the community of World Class Golf Instruction.
Now coming back down, we can see here that right arm leading back under, and that's just an absolute pure position here. I love this movement through the golf ball here, as we see the head start to back up just ever so slightly. At that part of the top of the backswing here, even though it's very vertical, isn't it, from this shoulder or this hip joint up to the shoulder here. So even though that foot has moved in, if you've got your shoulders that deep at the top, even with that heel lifted up, there's still quite a bit of weight on the left foot, on the lead foot. and that right leg here in at 81 degrees. So he's got a bit of a front loader actually, and he replants the foot and then down and into impact. Now, the thing that I love, we see how deep that hip is. Incredible work there. Right arm bent. We know that the two average of the head moving down is 2 to 4 inches, and we see the great ball strikers, Hogan, we see Snead, we see them all doing it. Something that we should all really be looking at, getting your head to lower slightly down rather than trying to keep your spine angle, which is a thing for many years with people teaching that. They love to say keep your spine angle. What a load of garbage. Now have a look at the move through the ball. He's got, when we look at this lead leg here, we can see a hip reversal movement, a little bit like Rory McIlroy and Dustin Johnson. So these guys, I don't know if they're from another planet or something, but look how far their head's gone down, and absolutely remarkable side bend on this one. So much so that the right foot won't even fully get up and into the finish position. And really, just we'll have a look at Rory McIlroy here just next to that, because we can see a similar type of hip reversal movement. It's like their hips actually go back the other way in around and into here. You just don't know what that one's about, but it's obviously not something that you can think. It's just something that perhaps some of the best players in the world, they obviously they do it subconsciously, but they're just feeling something there that we mere mortals are not. But have a look at the side bend on Snead there. Now from this front view, when you're looking at, if you've seen some of my other videos, we're always looking at, there's different swings out there, but we're always looking at these hallmarks, these 4 or 5 things that these great players do. And when we're looking at evidence-based material, it's a very interesting one. Let's have a look at Snead here in this short iron shot here. Would have loved to have seen this guy hit some golf balls. Now he's got himself up on the left side. Looks like he's got a little more weight on the left leg than he does on the right. And when we get to the top, really high numbers, very vertical type of pivot, deep shoulders, shoulder under the chin here. And we see that initial move, which you might have seen on some of my other videos, with that head moving forwards, the lateral shift. And as we're getting down and closer in impact, we're seeing half of the lead leg through the wall and a portion of the shoulder. Now, how many times have I shown people this move here? This is a move that just helps so many club golfers hit solid shots. This is something we're showing on world-class golf instruction. Sam Snead. Guy said everyone thought he was a natural, but he said he hit balls in night time with his car lights on, hit balls until his fingers bled, and nobody practiced more than him. It's an absolutely remarkable golf swing and a legend of the game. And as I said, I really wish I had been able to see this guy hit golf balls. He said when he was in his prime, he could do anything with a golf ball. Guys, there's my video. I hope you enjoyed it. Sam Snead, and yeah, check out World Class Golf Instruction. And anyone wanting online lessons, check out CraigHansonGolf.com, and I'll see you next time.